The legend and world marathon record holder, that is Kelvin Kiptum Cheruiyot, is set to be laid to rest at his home in Naiberi near Eldoret town. And of course, Kiptum's funeral service was held at Chepkorio, that is grounds in Elgeyo Marakwet, of course, the county of his birth. And the funeral service was graced by President William Ruto alongside his deputy, that is Honorable Rigathi Gachagua, amongst other leaders and dignitaries. Also, thousands of residents from the home of the champion came on board, and of course his widow Asenath Cheruto Rotich equally eulogized him as the best father and husband. And of course the president that is President William Ruto described him as a visionary young man with a great potential. And of course the 24-year-old athlete died in a road accident alongside his coach, Mr. Javanis Hakimazamawana.
Perhaps had the little education, who perhaps, Your Excellency, started running just a few years ago. He was walking on foot. A man who perhaps could never have been recognized by anybody because of his hard work and talent became a conqueror of the world. Your Excellency, I love athletics, perhaps because I went to St. Patrick's High School, where my desk mates were world beaters, gold medal medalists when we were in class. But I've become a fan of athletics. I watched Kiptum running Chicago Marathon live and breaking that record. Your Excellency, these athletes, including Kiptum,
and all cabinet secretaries, and this is their message. Since Monday, 12th February 2024, when we received the dreadful news of the passing of Kelvin Kiptum, alongside his coach, Javier Hakizimana, on the night of Sunday, 11th February, Kenya, and indeed the rest of the world, has been gripped by overwhelming sadness at the tragic loss of a Kenyan.
Kuungana na nyinyi, na we want to say pole to the parents, to the widow, to the children. We are with you in prayer during this very difficult time. Gavana, umeongea mzuri ya kwamba ukitaka kuwa mshindi, this is a county to be, na hiyo ni mzuri. Umesema pia ukitaka good training, this is a county to be. Ungeongeza tu, ukitaka bahali iko baridi kali, this is a place to be. Our flag high and shattering many other world records. That way, tutakuwa tumeinua jina lake. We trust our team will do very well in Paris, na tunatakia nyinyi mema. Kama rais atakubali anipe ruhusa, nitakuja siku 2-3 niungane na nyinyi. Sijui kama atakubali, kwa sababu rais siku hizi kichwa yake iko tu kwa mambo ya uchumi. Anatusukuma hata sisi wengine masomo yetu iko chini, anatuambia tukue economist.
In the same breath, President William Ruto led mourners in paying tribute to the late world marathon record Kelvin Kiptum in Elgeyo Marakwet. The president eulogized the late athlete as a great Kenyan and world beater who rose against all odds to rise to become a global icon. The president and sports cabinet secretary Babu Namwamba, among other leaders who spoke at the burial, told athletes who will participate in the Paris Marathon slated later in the year to dedicate it to Kiptum.
Mimi pia naungana na viongozi wote kuleta rambirambi zetu kwa jamii hii ya ndugu yetu kijana mwanaspoti Kelvin Kiptum. Katika ghafla hii ya mazishi ya huyu kijana, poleni sana, pole mama, pole wazazi wake, marafiki wake, the sporting fraternity who are here, na wananchi wa sehemu hii. Huyu Kelvin, ingawaje alizaliwa katika sehemu hii, alikuwa amevuka mipaka ya kijiji yake, kaunti yake, akawa ni Mkenya ambaye alitambulika, na vile mumeona hata katika kifo yake dunia mzima imeungana kwa sababu ya kijana huyu Kelvin. And therefore we've come here.
All right, Kenyans across the country joined in unison to celebrate the world record holder Kelvin Kiptum, who passed away from a car crash in the wee hours of the 11th of February. And Kenyans from across the country have termed Kiptum as a national hero who needs to be accorded all the respect as the world mourns his demise, asking the government to come up with measures to address the plight of athletes in the country.
Serikali iwe ikikansu hawa watu na pia iwe ikiwapa mawaidha, kwa sababu tunaona kabisa hawa watu tunawapoteza na wengi sana wanakufa kwa ajali ya barabara, na tunaona hii kifo sio kifo ya kawaida. Hata mimi ningesema kama baba yake, kwa sababu inaonekana hiyo gari ilikuwa spidi sana, ndiposa ikatoka kwa barabara ikagonga miti.
Ya kwanza ni kutuma rambirambi kwa wazazi wa Mr. Kiptum, champion wa dunia. Na sasa yale ya muhimu sana wakati tunaomboleza kifo chake ni hii ministry ya sports and gender iwe na maofisa watakuwa wakikansel hawa mambiko wa dunia.
Tunatoa rambirambi zetu kwa mwenzetu ambaye alituaga, Bwana Kelvin Kiptum. Tunahuzunika sana pamoja na wenzetu pale kwa ajili ya kumpoteza bingwa Kelvin Kiptum. Ukiwa nyota wa nchi kama huyo, ni vizuri haswa serikali watilie mkazo sana ama maanani kuchunga maisha ya wakimbiaji tajika kama hawa.
And hundreds of athletes from Kenya and the region flocked at Chipkorio grounds in Elgeyo Marakwet County. That is where emotions were high as they paid their tribute to Kelvin Kiptum. The athletes fraternity has eulogized Kiptum as a hardworking, ambitious, kind-hearted and dedicated athlete with a promising future.
Kimbiaji niliyepata wakati wa kukimbia na Kelvin Kiptum. Nilikimbia naye Valencia Marathon ambayo ilikuwa marathon yake ya kwanza. Hiyo siku mimi nilikuwa mshindi wa pili kwenye Valencia Marathon, yeye akishinda. Nilipata wakati wa kuwa naye karibu sana, akawa rafiki yangu sana. Tumekuja hapa binafsi kutoa pole kwa familia hii na kwa niaba ya wanariadha wote Tanzania.
These world record holders, please, we request to be given even security. The loss we have encountered in Kiptum is huge. It's so huge to the country and the world. But if he had security at that time, or a driver, we don't know the life of someone, but maybe we could have saved him.
Mine is just to say, rest in peace, Kiptum. Till we meet again, we will miss you. Bye-bye.
May Kiptum's soul rest in eternal peace. Away from that, angry residents of Kiburu location and local leaders from Kirinyaga County, led by Kirinyaga Woman Representative Jane Jerry Maina and Kirinyaga Senator James Kamau Murango, stormed Baricho Police Station, that is in Kirinyaga, after a chief allegedly defiled and impregnated a 13-year-old girl and forced her into pronouncing an abortion or procuring an abortion. This after the chief was arrested and then released, forcing the girl to go into hiding. The two lawmakers said they also wanted to know the fate of the 13-year-old girl who went missing after the chief was released on a 30,000 police bail. The victim's sister, Esther Wangeshi, narrated how she was assaulted by the chief and threatened the family with death if they continue pushing for his arrest and prosecution. Wangeshi said despite reports the matter to Baricho Police Station, they declined to take up her statement with the DCI officers, siding with the chief in dismissing her report. The leader said they don't know the fate of the girl who was allegedly defiled, saying that they don't know whether she might have been killed.
Fika hapa Baricho, maana yake kuna ripoti ambayo ilifanywa kwa ofisi yangu na watu wa community ya kwamba kuna msichana ambaye inasemekana alinajisiwa na chief wa kule Kiburu. Alafu kisha msichana akawa hapatikani, na huyo msichana ni msichana wa miaka 13. Msichana mchanga sana, alikuwa shule. Huyo msichana akanajisiwa, akapata mimba, akapata ugonjwa, mtoto pia hapatikani. Kwa hivyo mimi nimefika hapa kujua mtoto yuko wapi. Mwanzo huyo chief nasikia kwamba alishikwa alafu kisha akaachiliwa.
Akatiwa mimba, na alafu chief akakuja akamsukuma ili aweze kutoa hiyo mimba. Na wakati chief alitoka huko akakuja hapa kwa DCI, akakuja baadaye akaachiliwa kwa dhamana ya shilingi 3,000. Nataka kwanza niulize swali moja. Ni pesa kiasi gani ambayo inaweza kununua maisha ya binadamu? Kwa sababu wakati yule chifu aliachiliwa, yule msichana ambaye ni mdogo kwa miaka, kwa familia ambayo haina uwezo wa kusukuma mambo ili waweze kupata haki, yule msichana alipotea. Nataka niseme ya kwamba haifai uwe na dingiri kujua ya kwamba ukiachilia chief kwa matendo ambayo amefanya, anajua kweli kwamba yule msichana akija kutoa ushahidi, wakija kufanywa utaalamu akipimwa kimwili, itajulikana ya kwamba yeye mwenyewe ndo amefanya hicho kitendo. Atafutwa kazi na atafungwa jela.
Well, may justice be found. Then Kisii County Deputy Governor Robert Monda has scoffed at the impeachment motion brought against him in the county assembly, saying that he is there to stay. The deputy governor maintained he was rightfully in office and could not be cowed by the threats to hound him out by a group of MCAs. Addressing the media at his rural home in Kisii Central Sub-County, Monda attributed the impeachment motion to the wars with his boss, Governor Simba Arati, since when they were elected into office. He regretted that he had been compelled to bring into the public domain causes of the perceived strained relations with the governor after the motion to remove him from office was tabled in the county assembly. And according to Monda, efforts to request the governor assign him duties had been met with an indefinite wait, even as senior officers in the county government were warned not to step into the office or risk replacement.
In public service, allow your boss to make certain decisions. And my business as the deputy is to advise my boss. When you advise, you don't come to the media. You advise him quietly. If I were to write letters to the boss, it will spoil the climate for working. So I'll only talk to him and tell him I feel this is not the right way. That I've said. So that I have given him sufficient time for him either to also see what I'm saying or discard it in total, just like he has done. I cannot absorb a situation of intimidation, a situation where you are told you will be impeached. So if you want to be safe, please shut your mouth, keep quiet, so that you survive. I survive what? We created this government together for the one purpose of delivering our campaign pledges to the people of Kisii County. We did not discuss any other thing. So now we are here. We are parting ways in the way we think service delivery, the tag of corruption in my life. It is only this time that is coming into my history. corruption. I have sufficient answers, and it is the responsibility of the holders of this motion to ensure they have a case to prosecute.
Now, students from more than 25 universities and colleges gathered at Mount Kenya University for the second edition of the Tech and Innovation Summit, whose theme was Technology-Driven Innovation for Sustainable Living. The university hosted a forum where the youth were given an opportunity to present their entrepreneurship ideas. As Kisewa Emory details.
The Economic Students Association of Kenya today held the second edition of the Technology and Innovation Summit at Mount Kenya University, where students were encouraged to present their projects to a panel of judges.
Actually, my friend mentioned about the integration of
with the hopes of investments in the entrepreneurship ideas.
Having the partners and they are able to support us to make our ideas become a reality. Isn't that what we want? Because we will not be seeking, we will be doing now, our business now will become, it will move from the stage of being a business idea to become a business.
Just last year, 4 projects that were presented before a panel of judges were invested in and are currently functioning businesses.
So far we have a number of projects that happened that were presented in the last summit, and out of them 4 were funded, and today we have companies that have grown.
Lecturers from Mount Kenya University expressed their enthusiasm and glee for hosting the event, while uplifting the youth to transform their ideas from the classroom to the real world.
But today we are proud that we have brought all these minds together. We have been able to hold very high-profile delegation from the Ministry of Education, UNESCO and others, the High Commission of Pakistani, and they have all been here, and they are here to hear what our great ideas are.
The young generation are very good in digital innovation. And now what we are trying to do as an academic institution is to help them to understand where the digital technology can be able to assist livelihoods. And so as we look at the kind of innovations that the students are giving, we are very excited.
Students were also excited at the chance to be given an opportunity and a platform to present their ideas, as well as provide room to network with their peers.
The Tech and Innovation Summit is an idea choreographed or crafted to bridge the gap between classroom and what is there on the corporate. So we have 32 institutions as our members, and so for the 32 institutions, every institution comes up with a project that is geared towards solving the solution according to the theme. Our theme this year is Tech-Driven Innovation for Sustainable Living, and we are attempting to solve the cost of living and unemployment.
In a day and age when the youth are stuck without jobs, the emphasis is being put on them to create these jobs rather than to seek for them. Kisewa Emory reporting for TV47 at Mount Kenya University, Thika.
Thank you, Kisewa, for that. Now, Kenya's Competition Authority has made it clear that it is committed to advancing President William Ruto's government agenda in the areas of MSMEs, digital superhighway, housing, healthcare, and agriculture. Speaking at the International Competition Network workshop held here in Nairobi Thursday morning, Acting Director General of CAK Adano Roba stated that the current economic environment is marked by unparalleled technical breakthroughs and that there is a greater need than ever for strong competition policy and effective advocacy. The International Competition Network workshop's first plenary session assessed how well different agents and jurisdictions' advocacy campaigns have worked and how they have improved enforcement and regulation.
Consumer, who is our ultimate shareholder, stakeholder, we've saved them almost 10 billion shillings. You look, for example, in the cement industry, that was about savings of almost 4.6 billion. You look at the paint industry, that was close to $1 billion. You look at the SME space, for example, that was close to about 3 billion. So, and of course, a few other situations that we intervened in. So it is critical for us as Competition Authority to continue enforcing the Competition Act and to ensure all the players are playing within the rules.
One of our aim again is to encourage investment in the region, ease of doing business. How can we hasten the process of